Hello and welcome back to another movie review slash speed paint. And I know it's been a while since the last time you saw me, but trust me, I'm gonna be here a lot more often. So let's get right into it. Beetlejuice. Now I've criticized Tim Burton in the past for the number of remakes he's been doing as of late, and especially given how many of his best films were original ideas. But even I have to admit that the idea of a sequel to Beetlejuice, a legacy sequel of that, I actually found pretty intriguing. So I had to go and see this, of course. Not to mention I grew up watching the original, the cartoon, as well as the movie. But I'm not sure why they waited so long, though I have a rough idea. But either way, it's nice to see. And frankly, it feels like it's been forever since Tim Burton has made a movie that just felt like his unique style and everything. It just feels like this is just everything that we loved about a lot of those classic Tim Burtons all brought back just as it was. And, we get overly perky suburban folks in colorful outfits, German expressionist inspired sets, elaborately designed characters and puppets, and a very satisfying amount of gore, given that most PG-13 rated movies are pretty soft these days. It was great seeing so much of the cast return as well, especially Catherine O'Hara, who was my favorite character in the original. And I've been a big fan of hers since Home Alone. And Jenny Ortega, of course, she was born to play Lydia's daughter. She's the new cast member, one of the new cast members. And one of the biggest highlights of this movie is seeing her play so well off O'Hara and Winona Ryder, because we basically get to see all three generations of these characters play off each other, and it's the best part of the movie, in my opinion. As well as, of course, Michael Keaton just killing it as Beetlejuice, slides right back into that role. It's like no time has passed. He always kills it, and he's just as great here as he was in the original. There are some issues, however. Now, without giving anything away, I will just say that one character overshadowed another character so much that I don't even understand why the first character was introduced in the first place. And it kind of becomes an issue of focus. Like, we're not really sure who we should be afraid of because, you introduce this one character, but then this other character shows up, and suddenly it's all about them to the point where you just forget the other characters there, and then suddenly they're just kind of back, and it was a little awkward. I'm not quite sure why it's structured that way. I feel like maybe they just enjoyed both characters so much they felt like they just had to keep them both, and they're both done really well. I just felt like it was a bit out of focus at times, or not out of focus, but it just felt like it was all over the place in terms of who we should be afraid of. But another issue I have is that I can't seem to figure out where Tim Burton stands on mental health, because there's a lot of jokes about trauma and how people deal with it. And it became difficult to tell if he was mocking or embracing the subject. Now, I'm hoping for the latter, because that would be kind of rich given that this man basically built his entire career off of his trauma. But that said, I don't know. But a joke isn't really a joke if you have to explain it. And frankly, a lot of the jokes in that regard didn't quite land. But regardless, Beetlejuice may have a few rough spots, but it is absolutely a worthy follow up to the original, and it's definitely worth seeing in theaters if you can. So definitely go check it out. Now, you made it to the end of the video, so if you like what you see here, please hit that like button and tell me what you think of the movie yourself in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion about it. I like reading people's comments. I may eat those words one day, but not today. Anyway, thanks again, and I will see you guys again soon.